Ladies and gentlemen, there is a grasshopper swarm going on in the US West. The hardest hit states is Montana and Oregon. So this came out in the Guardian July 4th, 2021. They said the drought conditions out in the West has made it ideal for grasshopper eggs to hatch, and they are hatching by the millions. So, y'all remember I did a story on the drought that's going on out in the West. Well, not only are these grasshoppers everywhere, they're also around the farm fields that are already hit badly by the drought. So now these farmers are now dealing with, and these ranchers are dealing with grasshoppers, millions and millions of grasshoppers. Wow. A massive population of grasshoppers is proliferating in the sweltering American West, where a deep drought has made for ideal conditions for grasshopper eggs to hatch and survive into adulthood. Mm-mm-mm. I can only describe grasshoppers. Wow. He said that, one farmer is talking about his ranch in Oregon is covered with them. So covered. It's like they said it looks like the ground is moving. It's so many. And this is in southern Oregon. They said they are seeing bands of grasshoppers, 1,000 acres a day. They're covering the ground of 1,000 acres a day.
Well, sit down.
And they said they cover the
Sit down.
ground like snow. That's how many there are. I just cannot picture that. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. So they said it's creating a headache situation for farmers and ranchers competing with cattle for rough to find wild foliage. Yeah, because grasshoppers, they eat grass, and your livestock, many of your livestock, they eat grass. So that is a problem. That's a huge problem.
Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and glory and honor goes unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bahashem Urcha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, rule well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there pushing this word in true sincerity and indeed. Shabbat Kapatazar from the great millstone Chicago branch coming at you with a quick clip. And as you can see, the Grasshopper Plague is taking over the West Coast, and it's bad. Like Lisa Cabrera, her channel, she goes into a lot of things. She be going off. She knows she's an Israelite, but she be going off. But nonetheless, she brings about good information as far as trending global events. And these grasshoppers are populating at an unprecedented rate, and they eat the grass. And so if the cattle eats the grass, that's going to create exponential problems, because if you can't feed the cattle, you got to sell them or they starve. And which is why the government is buying up so much farmland, and they're buying so much livestock. It's crazy because they want to have complete control over the food. And when you control the food, you can do what you want with it. And as we know, there's nothing of good intent planned by the government for its American people. So nonetheless, going back to the point, these plagues are being sent by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai because he plagued Egypt in a similar manner. And so before the destruction and ultimately the salvation of the elect here in Babylon, okay, the Lord is sending in these plagues as of old. And it's not going to be good. This is going to cause food prices to surge. This is going to cause many farmers to go bankrupt. And it's going to cause great food scarcity, because grasshoppers just eat shit. Grasshoppers are a form of pestilence, okay? Just like what you have going on in Australia. They have a mouse plague or a mice plague, which is bringing about snakes, which is throwing off the spiders, which is really throwing off the entire ecosystem, to where Australians are just really getting hammered and going through it. All right. So Yahweh Shem Shai is beautifully taking this place down bit by bit. And this grasshopper plague is not gonna just go away. It's gonna do great damage before it is either controlled or before the Lord dissipates it, or the Lord is probably gonna make it even worse. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. All right. And these, hey, Yahweh Shem Shai is dealing with America, man. All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. I'll start at 1. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia." All right, and who's the daughter of Babylon? America. All right. Hey, woe be unto you, destruction. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria." It says, "Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." See? The destruction is at hand. Okay? This is why all these plagues are happening. This is why you have all these natural disasters that are occurring around the earth, and they're being ramped up. It's actually happening at an unprecedented rate. All right? History is being made with all that is going on. It says, verse 3, "A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?" You see, plagues, pestilence, the sword, and famine. Okay, as it is written in the book of Lamentations, it's better to die by the sword than by the pains of famine and hunger. This is what's coming. This is what Yahweh Shem Shai is setting up America for. Great judgments and a great, marvelous deliverance of his people. That's why the scriptures say, hey, man, it's gonna no more be said. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that. All right, I'm gonna jump to verse 8. This is 2nd Ezra's. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep going. 2nd Ezra 16 and 6. "May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn?" So what can you do? You can't do away with what's inevitable, what's meant to come. Okay? You can't drive away a lion that's hungry. That lion gonna eat. You ain't gonna be able to quench that fire when it's begun to burn in the forest. Speaking of fires, that's what's going on in California right now. Wildfires that cannot be quenched. Even with all Esau, all this technology Esau has in this modern day 2021, and they can't do nothing with those wildfires that are going on over on the West Coast in Cali. Okay? Verse 7, "May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer." It says, "The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?" Hey, nobody. Nobody. Okay? All right. And we are in the beginning of sorrows. 2nd Ezra 16 and 19. "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges, for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges." So, hey, 2/3 and the rest of these Americans, as well as those that are meant to perish around the world, they're going to continue on in their wickedness, and they will not put into mind that these are scourges from the Heavenly Father. They're not going to put these things into mind. They're going to continue on in their destructive way of thinking. All right. And the 2/3 are going to continue being children of disobedience until the Lord deals with them in a harsh manner. Okay. And they will be affected by these grasshopper plagues. They will be affected by these cyber attacks. They will be affected by these wildfires and everything else that the Lord has in store. Okay. So it's over with. We're getting ready. The Lord is prepping a great deliverance, man. All right. Let's get that. And I'm going to end it off. I believe it's Jeremiah 16. Yep. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. All right, and that's talking about North America, Babylon the Great. It says, and from all the lands where he has driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. And that land is talking about the land of Israel. Okay, we're going to get our homeland back, and it's going to be in a marvelous fashion the way the Lord plants us there. Okay, it's going to be a great destruction that's going to come to Babylon the Great. So with that, I hope this was edifying. All praises and glory and honor be unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bahashim Rekakwadash, Shalom, and Ababa Ball.